Okay. How's that? Faces live. Let's go. Might be all on my own today. We'll see. Lexi still hasn't woken up. Have I actually been handed in the hunt that I just did? I don't think I have. Hello, Hoss 00312. Welcome to the fish pond. Unless you're a bot. Should make sure I can actually see chat. Here's the way out of the air room. So, plan for today, which I decided all of 30 seconds ago, is we're going to go and tackle the deep parts of the Great Crystal, which is scary stuff. Where am I going? And I might not actually be able to hack it yet, because Penella is still a bit low, level-wise. And she might get devastated constantly by bombs going off, basically. That is a belated pickup. Very belated. Oh, that's right. I don't need to come back here. Don't need to come back here to collect the reward from the hunt from last time because I got it out in the wilderness. What is the party status? Yeah, Penella's still only 51. She really needs more XP. Immunity to sleep, not very useful at the moment. Where are my bubble bells? One. That will help a lot with sustainability. Okay, have to finish in a couple of hours because a streamer that I want to watch is going to stream Tales of the Abyss, which is a game I love. I have all of this stuff. Still a bunch of magics that I haven't picked up, and I should do a sweep of those at some point. But not yet. So, what have I got to report on since last time I streamed? Last time I streamed was Thursday. I'm still kind of recovering from the hellish weekend I had last weekend. And still not sleeping very well. I was up till 4 this morning trying to settle my nerves before bed. Clawed my way out of bed at like 10:30-ish. Didn't finish breakfast till 2:30. Living the streamer life. Just gonna move myself a little bit more out of this corner. I've been editing some. Where am I? That one. Editing finally the highlights from the meeting in the flesh stream. And I keep noticing that my face is cut off. Part of my face is cut off. So we'll try to avoid that in future. I'm proud of this face, it was a lot of work. What do I need to do here? Down 2 and then cut back. This is not the part that I'm worried about. Ooh, a free behemoth steak. Nice! Why is there randomly an urn here I haven't opened? I just missed that first time through. But I did spend today doing something fun, and by fun I mean terrifying, which was setting up a Minecraft server. It's terrifying because you have to actually change settings in your router. And my memories of having to interface directly with routers are entirely shaped by the experience when I was about 12 of helping my mother try to set up our first wireless network at home. I think I was a bit older than that actually. However old I was, this was the early days of home Wi-Fi, and you really did have to set everything up. And it took us at least a month of attempts. Multiple devices. None of the documentation was any good. No idea whether the things that we were getting were the right kind of interim steps or whether we were just completely barking up the wrong trees. It still feels like that every time I have to fiddle with a router directly. In principle, I prefer tech setups where the tech isn't proprietary and I know what I'm doing with them. But on the other hand, the thing where ISPs just send you a router and you plug it in and in theory it works, that's a tech paradigm that gives me some comfort. Am I going... That's right, these routes are effectively on par, but I want to go this way. Also, the fewer Marlboros I deal with, the better, because Marlboros can fuck you up. That's the rules of Final Fantasy. Marlboros are there to have the chance of fucking you up, even when you're well out leveling them. See also greater Marlboros in FF10. One of the few things that really can take out a high-leveled FF10 party. I don't like seeing stop. I'm actually off the Chronos Tears. Hopefully 39 is enough. Stop gets more and more of a problem the deeper you get into the difficult optional areas of this game. And because this is going to be a very long mission, I can't really just put on the stuff that there we go. Can't really just put on the accessories that events stop, because I need the bubble belts, and Pinello desperately needs the XP. And that's what I mean by Marvelous being able to fuck you up. I hope I've picked up the hunt that's in the next area. I shall feel very silly if I haven't. Basically, after this save point, there's like hours of gameplay till the next save. Because the optional areas of the Great Crystal are fucking massive. It's a really cool dungeon. I'm going to try to do it kind of mostly from memory. We'll see how that goes. Might not have picked up the... Might not have picked up the hunt. That would be annoying, because it means I'll have to come back here later. I've been putting off coming here to do the hunt because I didn't want to also do the... So I wasn't ready to do the Great Crystal. And now that I'm ready to attempt the Great Crystal, I've forgotten to pick up the hunt. It's a long walk. For now, I'm just going to go. Okay. That's the gate I need to go through. The switch is up here. I forget what we need to do about it. So that's a preview of the bombs I'm worried about. It's not the actual bombs that I'm worried about. They're going to be in a few rooms' time. Because they don't really present a problem until there's like 6 of them. At which point they become fucking unmanageable. Let's see if anyone spawn in once we're all on the platform. There's some weird enemy spawn rules in this area. So this is Waystone 9, and we are going to be trying to get to Waystone 20. Previous time we were here, the crystal got steadily brighter as we made progress. Which one's this? And that's Waystone 20. We're trying to get to Waystone 19, which loops back to this one. This one... Can't remember what's up here. Lots of bombs. Do you have Dispel Gar? Yes. Apparently none of these will give me all of them. Ready for me to fucking die. Although that disable might have some cool benefits if I get lucky with it. Oh, here we go. Okay, I survived that one. That's not useful. That's a mortar. Or hand bomb, as this game insists on calling them. Survived the first room full of bombs. Here we go. And that's why bubble is so important. Because Jesus. This time I can get them all. No, I can't. I can't get the one on the far side. Again. Very mean this section of the game. Can't actually remember which of these gates I need to open. Let's go one first. I think I do need to open them both, but I can't remember why. This gets me Waystone 11. Quite have enough DPS to finish these bombs before they go wild. Uh-oh. Could you please finish this guy off? The good thing about fighting a bunch of these nerds is that you get some of the chain bonuses for the drops when you defeat them. As I say, I can't remember what's down the other path. I think we will have to go there. One of these is a dead end. Oh. We've seen a bunch of these guys and their nastier rare spawn cousins. These guys aren't too bad, it's the rares that give you real trouble. presume you just have to deal with reses. There's no other efficient way to handle it in this dungeon. Okay. Teleport mechanic continues to be awful and terrible and horrible and bad. Doom death incoming. Right after the bubble cast as well. There should be a chest here. Instead, it's just going to be full of ghosts. So I guess we'll go and cross the zone line a bunch of times. It's all good XP. Oh dear. Gonna have to do something to figure out temperature while I'm streaming because I am too warm again. Ah. Oh, that's the other thing. They breed. Come on. Ah, that's why I thought it was super priority. That's fine. Also, enemies that can divide in this can divide indefinitely. I really don't want to miss out on any important chests. There it is. I'm not sure how important this one will be. We're still fairly early in the optional sections, but some of the most valuable gear in the game is in this dungeon in a few different places. Three of them at once! This is bully! Now there are four, because one of them divided. Also, there's no like health splitting mechanic on divides. Every time they produce one by dividing, it's at full health. Which, that's good game design. Please open the friggin'... Staff of the Major. Yeah, that might be worth picking up. There are a few things that I still want to do with the spell casting. I think. If Fafnir, if nothing else. Nella is extremely confused about what she should be attacking. Four of these might be a little bit unmanageable. You still need at some point to look up how the maths works on the embroidered tippet, which is the double XP item. Because I know that the figure that pops up is one character's share of the available XP. So like the Necrophobe is worth about 7,500 XP split 3 ways. I'm not sure whether... Excuse me. Whether the Necrophobe in this instance will give each character the 2,400 XP and then Pinello gets an extra 2,400 or what. It seems like the most sensible way of doing it. The alternative would be like it doubles the entire XP payout for the enemy and then splits that 3 ways, which would be very much more generous. And this is not a game terribly noted for its generosity, especially in the original release. More ghosties. Which gate stone is this? Gemini. Okay. Let's see if we can find the Gemini gate. God, I'm sleepy. $60 ghosts, so each character's gained 15,000 HP, XP to that point. Is that a Gemini gate? I don't think it is, actually. It's the other gate. I love these, like, glass horses, or maybe they're supposed to be like, made of water. It's water, isn't it, because of the bubbles. I've not been able to make out the bubbles before. What's that? That's Gemini. But there's another panel. Terrifying enemies. Horses that are also the concept of sparkling water. And what gate is this? That's Gemini 2. Okay. I'm going to open gate Gemini 2 because that leads to one of those dragons, and there's very good XP on those. Please don't kill Pinello, horsey. Yo. Anyway, the real challenge with this area is that this is all you get by way of a map. And the way to figure out what's going on is partly to pay attention to the names of the individual rooms, each one of which has a unique identifier that tells you, if you crack the code, exactly where it is in the structure. So we're in Sthana Gemini. Actually, not all of them tell you where they are. So Sthana Gemini just means this is the Gemini Gatestone room. Going to be this problem because enemies are set to all these enemies are here invisible, and somehow they are set to trigger attacking when you walk within context sensitive activation range of the switch. Is, as you might imagine, very, very annoying indeed. I think that necrophobe just spawned 3 children. It's a fascinating commentary on the concept of family. That necrophobe spawned 3 children. Petition to rename boomers to necrophobes. I'll stop dividing. At least it's plenty of XP. How are we doing levels wise? Pinello is starting to catch up. Oh my god! Why are these fuckers being so aggro? That 5-hit combo to nothing because of how the teleport mechanic works. I press the switch now. Don't stay and fight ghosts, that will go poorly. Fight the horses are fine. The important thing to understand about what's going on here, I'm not going to fight these horses, keep moving, is that each layer has each layer of the Great Crystal has a map that's kind of iconographic. Like you know them by their shapes, and I'm trying to keep track in my head of the shapes that I'm on. Those guys give a lot of XP. Where am I? Some very weird noise in my headphones right now. I don't know what that is. It stopped. Oh. Okay, I came down there. And I've got 2 paths ahead of me. Which gate is this? Leo 2. I think that way just leads to a treasure. So I'm looking for the Leo gate stone, which I think is in this direction somewhere. So these guys suck. Okay on their own, but they do some very nasty statuses that will mess you up. Nope. Just trying to keep track of things happening elsewhere in the world. This being a fascinating area that we live in and all. Oh my god, please just kill this guy. Which way is that? That's 15. Just the way forward deeper into the crystal. Oh, actually, maybe... Yes, I remember how this floor works now. Because we're back at the Ashworm. So what I want to do... Once you've killed this 6,500 XP... Basically, that gate, the Leo gate, leads to the other side of the previous floor. So I'm going to come back. I'm going to go back to the previous floor and come up the other side to get the treasures from there as well. Before I do that, there's a treasure, that I missed on this side behind the other Gemini gate. It would be kind of nice if the Gemini gates were the only ones that had the pair relationship. But it's kind of the central mechanic of this dungeon is figuring out which gates you need to do in what sequence. And I have literally mapped by hand the entire dungeon twice. When I was playing in context where I didn't have access to the official guide. With the net result that I think I know my way around pretty well. Like, I understand the logic of the place. It's much more... It's not really learning the spaces, because obviously all the spaces look basically the same. It's more about learning how to think through how the location works, which I quite like. Press the switch. Back in this direction. Ignoring the ghosts, because if we get bogged down fighting them, we'll miss the timer on the gate. But if all else fails, I do have the guide right next to me to check. Hey, Cozy! Thanks for stopping by. I also love this dungeon. It's one of my favourite locations in the game. The thing this game does, where, like, most of the big dungeons have a huge extra optional area is so cool, and I don't really feel like I'm aware of many other JRPGs that have something that works like this. Certainly not on the same scale, because like the optional area of the Great Crystal is 2 or 3 times as big as the like plot-centric area. The same is true for the Lucy Mines. The Henna Mines are almost as much that. Rubber suit. I also really like the color palette. I love I'm a big fan of like bottle green, especially like genuinely glassy greens. Is this the right way? This is the right way. So yeah, this place is my jam, color-wise. Especially the very top tier, where the crystal itself is pretty dark green. I very much enjoy that as a look. Hello? Someone in...
Oh, hi. Yeah.
Hey, there you go. How you doing?
Eh.
It's a non-committal sound.
Oh no, I absolutely commit to being depressed.
Fair enough. Oh god. I may not be able to do much to lift the mood today. I'm still super sleepy.
That's alright.
Thank you for dropping in there.
Plowing through my Deus Ex commiseration replay. Although it's not really commiseration if nobody else is playing it, admittedly. But an ongoing problem.
Yeah. I can't work of any interest in... I mean, is Deus Ex an RPG? It files for me under the same category as Western RPGs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It is in many ways the most direct antecedent to the modern Bethsoft RPG. It's just way more linear than that. But I already went over all that in Discord with Dura, so...
Yeah. I think I tried to play it once. Long ago.
When dinosaurs ruled the land.
I'm not that old. I think I'm going this direction.
37, I'm not old.
I'm not that old either, thank you very much.
Sure, but I can pull that out in a few years.
Sure, fine. Bloody Monty Python of all fucking things. Let's go get blown up again! Whee!
I'm going to crib one of their jokes better that than, like, half of the rest.
It's true. I was always more of a Holy Grail fan than Life of Brian.
That was a Holy Grail line.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's early on when Arthur and his squire ride up to the village.
Oh, yeah. I have it as a Brian's mother line, I think.
I've watched less Life of Brian, but perhaps they called back to it. But yeah, no, it's old woman, man, sorry, old man. I'm 37. I'm not old.
Oh, we're gonna get fucking dumped. Okay, the heal spells went off in time.
Yeah. And beyond being like a Western RPG, Deus Ex also requires some level of tolerance for ye old-looking glass games' stealth mechanics.
I spent like an extra 10 seconds trying to work out which direction
Which
to go
are
and got
okay.
it this way. This way.
But yeah.
I guess the other thing is its relationship to System Shock.
Yeah.
Ancestrally. Which I played...
For sure.
Once upon a time, when I was very young, I had a demo of System Shock. I think for like maybe its first budget release. And I loaded up the demo, and the atmosphere was instantly so potent that I immediately... Whoa, there we go! That's why fighting these bombs kind of sucks.
Oh.
Sometimes they just self-destruct. All of them at once. Which is a bit rough.
I remember that in 14.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, as I say, I opened the System Shock demo. The atmosphere was instantly so scary that I had to close it again. I don't know what to do here.
Going back through the... I've never finished Shock because it isn't... well, Shock's way more open. Like, Shock 2 is much closer to Deus Ex and Cruelty Squad and so forth. Shock 1 is... like I guess kind of the last gasp of the of what we had for Western RPGs before that, where it was genuinely well, I hope you're prepared to read the 40-page manual in order to even comprehend the interface.
The manual era of games. The first games I ever owned were like SimCity and a couple of its lesser-known siblings. Oh fuck, which gate do I need to open? I opened 1 last time, let's go 2. And SimCity in particular came with quite a chunky manual. Which was good because I got that game for Christmas one year and we were having Christmas at my grandparents'. And we were there, like they live at the other end of the country, so we were there for a few days. And of course my grandparents didn't have a computer in whatever it was, 1996 or something.
Yeah.
So all I had to do was read the manual until we got home. By which time I had conjured up fantasies of a much better game that actually existed on the disc.
Oh yeah, no, I screw game dev. Let's just go into game manual dev.
Right, a version.
I mean,
a version of
have fun with it.
Yeah. Write a version of House of Leaves, except instead of the text being an analytic analysis of an academic analysis of a documentary that doesn't exist, it's a manual for a game that doesn't exist. That's probably a Zachtronics project.
I don't think there's anything like that, but it's definitely in that sphere.
I mean, if it's anything like as effective horror as House of Leaves, then I will not be able to engage with it. I have enough problems with that book as it is, having only like skimmed a little bit of it. Can't really communicate how effective horror is on me. Please kill the ghost, Pinello, otherwise you're going to be in trouble.
For what it's worth, Deus Ex doesn't really have horror aspects. I mean, there's like a couple dark caves you can wander into with as one fucking scientist puts it, non-Mendelian organisms, but also they're way off the beat. So
yeah.
I think I'd rather like stream it with you and voice, though. It's probably a better way to experience it. The tour guide.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can watch people stream horror games. That's not too much of a problem.
Just no playing them.
No playing them, and I have to have the sound turned down and not be on headphones. Just have always been... I'm basically just really afraid of the dark. Still. And... you know, most of the time I dissociate away from it. And sometimes something will spook me and then I can't. And it really doesn't take much to spook me. I think the most... probably the most mortifying one, all told, has been Evil Dead 2, which I watched in a film class.
Really?
And put the shits at me for a week. Which is not even, like, it's a horror comedy, it's pastiche.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's interesting, because it's the comedy remake of the first Evil Dead.
Yeah. And, you know, Evil Dead 1 is not high art as far as horror filmmaking goes. It's effective, but it's schlocky. And Evil Dead 2 plays on that really well, and as a piece of filmmaking I can appreciate how it works. It's just that also, because it is a horror story, I respond to it with horror.
I'm picky about my horror. It's like I have negative relationships with bodies, so like visceral, conventionally camp horror like Texas Chainsaw or whatever just turns me off. I just feel sick and need to look away. Goes for any like eye scream scenes or anything too.
Yeah.
But if you hook me up with like, say, Aronofsky filmography when I'm 12.
Jesus Christ.
Was it 12? Was it... Maybe it was 14. Maybe it was 14 I watched Pi. Requiem for a Dream was much later. I was more debatably of an appropriate age to watch it. And, well, okay, then there's Alien, but usually I don't discuss Alien in on safe for work environments. So.
Of course you don't. That's the Leo Gatestone, yes.
Yeah, no, I am the reason. I am the reason that Geeker books don't get strictly limited to the horror sections. I am the target audience.
Yep. I've watched Alien up to the egg hatching, and I've read the novelization, and the novelization was enough to scare the shit out of me.
Pretty grotesque. Probably. I keep meaning to play Alien Isolation, but it just... Well, okay, in fairness, it runs into the same problem I do try and play any other game released after 2010, which is my
hardware.
PC.
Yeah. There's a chest there. Casually fighting this ghost through the wall, so I can't pick up the loot. That's fun. But yeah, like, it's not like I've studied film enough and writing enough to really appreciate the technique of horror storytelling. Techniques of horror storytelling. I just can't engage with the stuff directly because it will cause health risk entailing loss of sleep.
Oof. And yeah, that's very valid. It is right there in the name of the genre.
Yep. and it's not even like, it's not even good technique that scares me. It's kind of basic supernatural concepts. Like, I'm fine with Psycho, except for the shot at the end that maybe implies that that there's a possession involved. You know, which I'm sure most people don't even remember, except maybe it's like one of those goofy Hitchcockisms. But still engraved on my back of my eyelids.
Yeah. I'm just thinking to myself, if you're going to get along with the opening parts of Umineko, then, because episode 1 is, well, I mean, Umineko leans on gore a lot, but because, I mean, it's a murder mystery and people die horribly.
Yeah.
And that's just you know, oh no, how did this happen? Plus, you know, setting up murders in particularly gruesome ways enables, you know, asking, well, how could this possibly have happened?
Yeah.
But
I mean,
in particular, like, episode 1 is written like a conventional mystery, and so it is kind of eerie.
Yeah, I mean, mystery isn't the problem, right? It's like, you know, the bits of Evil Dead that scare me are the bits where clearly there's a supernatural power involved of some form.
Okay.
Like, so the shot that really sticks with me, it's not terribly late in the film. They've decided that they've recognised that they're cursed and they're trying to get out of the forest, and they go back to the bridge that they needed to cross to get to the house. And the end of the bridge is like curled up like a fist. Someone's torn it up.
Okay.
And that just really just got into my head, and I could not stop thinking about that image. Because, you know, it's a cool shot, but also...
Yeah. But also
like,
what?
Yeah, the supernaturality. And it's also kind of goofy, you know. But it's the supernatural aspect of it that bothered me.
Right. Interesting. That doesn't actually answer my train of thought then, because, well, without getting too spoilery, much of Umineko boils down to, well, what's going on here? Is this a mystery or is it a supernatural fantasy?
Okay.
And and to some extent is a challenge to the reader to determine.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't have this problem when I watched the anime of Higurashi. Like, that didn't spook me. Or at least it didn't spook me the way I'm talking about. The thing where I was in student flats at the time, and living with other anime nerds who were also working their way through Higurashi. And one of them decided to be hilarious after I'd watched something like the 21st or 22nd episode, so towards the end of the first season, to knock on my door. She was the smallest, cutesiest girl of the group, and she knocked on my room door, and I answered it, and she was holding the largest, like, chopping knife in the kitchen. Just outside my door and grinning at me. That spooked me a bit. But that's a different thing.
I'm genuinely curious to see how it works out for you then.
We shall see. I'm not going to be starting it terribly soon, I suspect, on account of Jesus Christ, there's so much else happening. Which way am I going? I'm going this way, I think. Like, I've still got a fair amount of this game to play.
So in the meantime, I can get through Higurashi. Or Val can hook me up with that PS4. I can go through Yakuza and this.
Mm-hmm. That would be good.
I very much doubt I'll have anything to say about 12 that hasn't already been said more eloquently elsewhere.
I mean, I like playing it, even having said many of those things. And like even this playthrough, I spotted new things. I spotted things that I hadn't, or I saw aspects of scenes that I hadn't really appreciated before. It's an endlessly, like it is like a really good fantasy novel, in that it is kind of endlessly rich. Or if it has an end, I haven't got there after 12 playthroughs.
12 times the charm. It is Final Fantasy 12.
Yep. Right, made it back to horses. That's good.
2 dark crystals. Oh. I remember there only being 1, but maybe that was just by Jim Henson.
Yes.
No, I did not have the Jim Henson upbringing, actually. That was my wife.
I also didn't really have the Jim Henson upbringing. So, like, all these weird bits of Jim Henson apocrypha that have been dug up lately. Like, people keep finding early work of his that's just incredibly surreal and iconoclastic, and I kind of love it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this famous series of bizarre adverts he did with some of the, like, prototype versions of the Muppet characters.
Yeah, the, whatever the brand of coffee is.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, just strange things happen to people who don't drink this coffee.
Yeah.
Or just, you don't, no, I don't drink coffee. Shoots him.
Yep.
One of my favorite bits, actually, is that out there's a Muppet Show. There's the Muppet Show pitch reel, which the one they actually shopped around to get it sold. And, like the first 50 minutes of it or so are a normal pitch reel, like them going through, okay, this is the show, this is what we want to do. And then at the end, there's a 2-minute skit where suddenly they have a Muppet hosting and Henson voicing, and goes on about, in conclusion, this is why you should pick up the Muppet Show. And he gets increasingly agitated about, we'll be rich, and we'll make a lot of money, and God himself will come down from the heavens and say, let them have a 40 share.
Yeah. Yes, I have seen that. I thought, I'm sure I remember seeing this, but this isn't ringing any bells. But yes, I remember that bit.
Yeah. And then after their host falls over, Kermit wanders across the camera and says, what the hell was that?
Yes. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
I kind of love Kermit. I think Kermit is an incredible character. I still can't believe that Kermit Sings Once in a Lifetime is official content. It is so on the nose. Like, Once in a Lifetime is already incredibly on the nose. For a song that came out in 1980, to fucking nail the 80s like that is incredible. And then to cast fucking Kermit the Frog to sing it is genius. And I really seriously wish I could do a Kermit impression so that I could do a cover of that. Oh, man. I'm so glad I live in this world sometimes. Same as it ever was. Yeah, terrible.
Same as it ever.
Back to ghosts. We're nearly done with ghosts for now, until we get to the zombies that occasionally spawn ghosts. Those ghosts are much meaner. Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard that there is water at the bottom of the ocean. when can I schedule this? Like, streaming day SX sounds nice, but I only have Tuesdays and Wednesdays off. And usually my nights are when you're asleep, I think.
I would be, yeah, by the time it's dark where you are, I try to be in bed. Don't always succeed.
Emphasis on try.
Yeah, I mean, I was in bed at 2 this morning, but I didn't actually lights out until 4. Rereading an old adolescent favourite novel trilogy, which has held up better than I expected in some ways. It's called the Nulla Peron sequence by John Meany. Paradox, context, and resolution of the book titles, and it's I mean, you can't really call it cyberpunk. It's kind of post-cyberpunk. It's like space opera, but written in a cyberpunk style.
Okay.
And it does have some of the kind of weird yellow peril bullshit of cyberpunk.
Yeah.
But not nearly as badly as his, like, these are his second, third, and fourth novels, and his first novel, which I only read recently, is incredibly that. It's just so, it's just so weebish, basically. Like, he is a fairly highly trained martial artist, the author, but he's a white American, and
I mean, I guess it's better than I've fixed JRPGs.
yeah.
Yeek.
Yeah.
Yeek, more like yike.
Yep. The jokes write themselves.
Yeah.
But that is like, he doesn't get as far as like, oh, I fixed martial arts by bringing in, by unifying them with Western traditions or whatever, but there is a certain amount of like fetishization of the idea of the Bushido code, or martial arts self-discipline kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, God, that.
Coupled with like the most analytic philosophy, faith in like the power of logic. Which, as a logic instructor of a decade now, I've been somewhat disabused of, but that was the reason why when I got to my first logic class as an undergrad, and they were like, here are the symbols, I was like, oh, cool, I'm going to learn about that stuff from that John Meany book. And mostly what I learned was that actually Meany is dealing in way more advanced logic than me. Like, I'm a logic instructor, but I only do the basic beginner stuff. So I have a sense of how complicated it can get out there. Oh, that's the curse. There's only one solution for cursed people: you hit them. There we go. The main problem with that particular curse ability is the oh, what the fuck are you attacking? Is the confuse effect. You bonk people who have confused to deconfuse them. Which waystone is this? 15. Good. That's the right waystone.
My primary exposure to higher logic was just playing Woof and Proof at like age 7 or whatever.
Playing what?
Woof and Proof, or Whiff. WFF.
Oh, right, yes. Well-formed formula.
Yep. Yeah. Ye old baby's first well-formed formulas and proofs, basically.
That's probably like most of the stuff we teach on our first-year undergrad logic module, honestly. We don't get much beyond basic derivations.
If P, then Q, then if not Q, then not P.
Yep. That's like week 11 of a 12-week course at university level.
Oh. Well, okay.
It's because like philosophy has as its intake mostly like arts and humanities students who come in generally being people who didn't get on with maths. Like every year we get a handful who did get on with maths or who are taking philosophy and maths. And like they do great at it. And then all the other students really, really struggle. My job is basically to make sure that the struggling students don't fall so far behind the non-struggling ones. I need to flash one.
I'm very much a maths kid.
Yeah, same honestly. Like, I turned towards the humanities very late, and much to the consternation of most of my teachers.
I unfortunately never did. Here's this friggin' computer science degree. Fat lot of good that did.
I mean, in terms of employment prospects, you're better off
It
than
doesn't
philosophy.
seem to help much.
Well, that's because you're not prepared to join the evil empires.
That's true.
I actually very seriously considered taking some vocational computing qualifications after I graduated, because it seemed like the easiest way to convert into a job. This is in like 2008-9, just after the kind of graduate scheme economy went completely tits up.
Yeah, that was just when I was entering college.
Yeah, I finished my undergrad in the summer of 2008, and by that time things were already looking a bit rocky. Like there'd already been a fairly significant bank collapse in the UK, and I thought, you know what, I'll give it a year. I'll do a master's and I'll hope things settle down. I still have the death count from Monday up on stream. And I started my master's, and I think it was about 2 weeks into my master's that Lehman Brothers went bust. And that's why I'm still at the same university. 13 years later.
Well, yay tenure track.
Well, we don't have a tenure system in the UK, but
Right.
I have the closest thing that you get to tenure. That thing where a character who is confused attacks themselves, and because confused includes a significant to hit penalty, misses, so they don't even unconfuse themselves. Which gate stone is this? This is Libra. Fuck, where was the Libra gate? Don't think it was over here.
I wanted to. Alright, well, I've thought about going back for a master's at a couple points, but I haven't vibed with either of academia or the private sector.
Yes.
It just turns out that one of those will at least keep my rent paid.
Yeah.
But
yeah. It's very hard
For
to
a while,
recommend
it's-
doing a master's these days. Like,
for a while,
unless you can
it's
afford to
about-
do it for the interest factor.
Yeah. And I can't. I mean, like,
Also,
I still kind of would like to see about getting an NLIS, but that's just there's no way I can set aside that kind of time and money.
yeah. especially given how extremely difficult it can be to get a job in librarianship.
Yup.
You can study lots of cool stuff on an MLIS course, and I know lots of people who've gone through that. One of my closest academic collaborators is a archive studies guy, who I don't think he actually has done an MLIS, but he's hung out with enough people who have, and on occasion invited me to join him.
Alright. Yeah, maybe I can just hang out at the library down the street, see if they need any pages.
Yeah. Most library assistants don't have librarianship qualifications.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been a library assistant. It was a summer job a couple of years. And library people tend to be good people. Which fucking stone is this? That's the...
Your experience has borne that out.
Sorry?
Nah. My experience has borne that out. Like, archival sorting and, to a lesser extent, matching to an interested party of obtuse information is something I like.
Yeah.
One of vanishingly few things I continue to like. I'm too young to be this bitter.
That's our generational inheritance, I'm afraid. If we even count as the same generation, I think we probably do.
I mean, I'm 90.
Oh. I thought you meant age 90 for a second.
Actually 1,000 years old, don't worry.
Hang on a second. That can't have been what you meant. Yeah, we're the same generation then.
I mean, I think the primary demarcation between X and Ennial is whether or not you are actively searching for a job in 2008 and 9 already.
Maybe, I mean... I'm not sure actually, because like there are definitely people, I know people who are older than me, I'm a couple of years older than you, who are definitely millennials, not X. This is Capricorn. Do I know where the Capricorn gate is? I'm gonna go and find it. Like, I think the cutoff is supposed to be like 80. Because a big part of the cultural divide is basically whether you remember the Cold War or not.
I don't remember the Cold War, but I remember copy protection on Weltris being match this former Soviet bloc flag to the country.
Really?
Yeah, no, it was amusing and
weird.
yeah, no, that was the copy protection on it was. I mean, it was basically standard for the era. Okay, look up X factoid in the manual. Like I had Chuck Yeager's Air Combat from EA at the same time, and that literally had a manual full of our obtuse combat jet data, and you had to look up some random factoid each time you launched it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was the Berlin Wall has fallen. Match this flag to whatever its current population or such is.
Fascinating. I should actually wake Pinello up, because the dragon is not doing so. No. I don't know if I remember any particularly weird bits of copy protection actually. variety of weird things, like the thing it's calling to mind for me actually is the weird like cardboard level codes template thing that I think it was Zool came with on maybe Amiga. What am I doing? Which was like you it was 2 discs of cardboard, and the top one had like slots cut in it, and the bottom one had the codes on, and you had to move the top disc to line up the holes in different ways to generate.
Oh yeah, decoder rings, yay!
Back at the Libra Gate Stone. Why am I back at the Libra Gate Stone?
Oh, actually, now that I'm thinking of bonkers copy protection. So Pathways into Darkness, Bungie's first shooter before Marathon, the key objective has one of the nasty variety of copy protection. The key task you're sent in to do is to set a nuke about a mile underground this pyramid and detonate it so the dreaming god doesn't finish waking up and destroy the world.
Mm-hmm.
As you do.
Yeah.
And there's a 7-digit code, which is printed in the manual. So obviously you need the manual to complete it. However, halfway through the game, you talk to an NPC who advises that after they got separated from you, for security reasons, they changed the first 3 digits of the code.
Oh, wow.
So, not only will you be completely unable to get it right if you don't have the manual, but even if you do and you play it wrong, you can still get all that way and then go, shit, I can't set the bomb.
Amazing.
Pathways is a trip. It's one more on the long list of jank-ass old stuff I'd stream if I was set up to.
I have an interesting situation
actually,
here.
That's not.
My entire party just got hit with the disable status.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's okay. It's not that I'm not set up to stream. Like I can run Basilisk through OBS. That's a System 6 and 7 emulator.
Mm-hmm.
Just that I don't have time to.
Yep. It is a real challenge finding the time, honestly. There's a reason I'm only streaming 4 times a week.
4 more than me.
Yep.
You say like only 4, and that's already bonkers to me. Like,
worked out
4 times.
Worked out the other day. I'm on course to have streamed about 500 hours this year, which is quite a lot.
12 work weeks.
12 and a half.
Yeah. And we've still got 4 months to go.
I'm on course to. Like, I haven't done 500 hours yet. Which gate is this? Taurus. That's no fucking good. Maybe I do need to get out the map for this last bit.
Ow. When's the Twitch boycott again?
Wednesday this coming week, I think.
Yeah, this Wednesday.
It's a non-stream day for me anyway. I don't actually know where in this book the map for this area is.
What's the other streaming service that's launching in November?
Is there another?
Huh?
I didn't know there was another. It's fishing. Where's the map of the Great Crystal?
Altair, that's it.
Zodiac, Ultima.
Quote, mindfully designed content creation. I mean,
That could mean a bunch of different things.
yeah, like, come on, guys, don't use the word content. I hate it. But other than that, mainly their target seems to be streamer mental health.
That's worth paying a little attention to, I suppose. There we go.
Like opt-in analytics, no disruptive advertising. That's their front page.
Right, I need to get there.
Showing up their metrics. That's neat.
Can I find a Virgo gate? Which gate is this? That's Aquarius 2.
And the team photos have a pretty even gender parse split, so that's a good sign.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm so confused. Where the hell am I supposed to be going? Virgo Gatestone is there. To do that, I need to open Capricorn Gate just over there. Let's see if I can find my way back to a Libra Gatestone. This way. Oh, forgot about it. That's fine.
Oh yeah, we have our New Vegas emoji.
Oh? Oh, yeah, Lex was working on some stuff last night.
Speak of the devil.
Hello?
Hello. I rolled out of bed. Here to pick.
I hope
Alright,
that's a
well,
sign
I'm
that you did
gonna
at
go
least
on
get some sleep. It was not quite to the point of sending out search parties, but
Yeah, no, I slept
good.
too long.
Virgo.
Welcome back. I am just about to end my lunch and go back on shift, so I'm gonna go on mute and probably drop later.
Alrighty.
Okay. Where the hell am I? I'm so confused.
I ended up, like, I went to bed and I was like, okay, it's 3. I should go to bed. Then I ended up writing a thing in the New Vegas channel that was like half an hour to type out on my phone. So,
Jesus.
mostly because I had to frame it right and my fat, tired thumbs were not cooperating with the touchscreen. But yeah, no, I just went to bed really late last night.
That's fair. So did I.
Why is there a Muvla VR game?
Don't know. Wait, is that what Pomu's been playing?
I don't think so.
Because Pomu's
Or no?
been playing a VN in VR today.
No, I think that's Tokyo Chronos.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know whether that was what had prompted you to.
No. Oh, also, Solenne's doing her 50 wingman kill stream.
Oh yeah, fun time.
She's at 13 at an hour and a half.
Oh Jesus! She did say it would be a long one.
Yeah, that's why it's only 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just saw Muvla VR on my Steam activity from someone on my friends list.
Wow. Incredible. What do I want to do? I want to go from here to that X.
Oh. I just found an action game called Project Mikhail that is definitely a Muvlov game. Set on an Earth where mankind is being subtly annihilated by the alien invaders, which is the beta. Project Mikhail lets you pilot a tactical surface fighter in the war to save humanity. Oh. To be honest, I do want to see an actual... Like, this is just kind of... what's it fucking called? Virtual on fighting system. Because that's the joke. But I think I would like to see an actual attempt to simulate the war against the beta in gameplay, because it's never going to be as like crazy specific as all the, you know, visual novel segments.
Yeah.
Because that's about something going very wrong repeatedly. Yeah, I think it would be neat, because like the whole thing with the beta is like there's I woke up, I get on the computer, and the first thing I go is, I'm gonna talk about fucking Muvlov. I'm a two-note person. What is wrong? It's that or Isekai.
Yep.
I haven't even eaten breakfast yet. I'm sitting here staring at my shitty frozen burritos. Extremely good.
I mean, like, you know, we're currently on a stream where I'm playing my favorite game for the 12th time. I don't think one notary is indefensible in this context.
Or at least like unacceptable.
Yeah.
Anyway, the whole thing with Muvlov's alien species is that like there's essentially the horde of like 2-meter tall monsters that like rush in to do melee like things, and then there's also like laser class monsters which fire giant lasers from the back, and there are a few sizes of those, and trying to deal with them, the whole thing is like you basically have to, before you can do any long range attacks with like artillery, you have to basically cover the battlefield in chaff that keeps the lasers from destroying literally everyone and everything. But they have like a really long delay before they can fire individually, so up until the point where they learn, oh, we can stagger our attacks, which the whole thing is they're learning as they fight humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to basically, the trick they use is they fire artillery shells that are just full of chaff and predict and basically assume that the enemies are going to cut them down with laser fire, and then the chaff gets spread in the air, and then they can go in and start a ground assault. But yeah, like the whole thing with the lasers is like why there's no actual aerial combat, because apparently I think the whole thing is like in the beginning they tried to do aerial combat because the whole paradigm of military progress in humanity's history is like aerial superiority wins wars. And then the lasers came out and destroyed all aerial battalions, like, instantly, once they had realized that they were getting hit from the air. So, basically, like, I forget what they call it, but basically, like, you're not allowed to fly over a certain height in infested areas because they'll shoot you down.
Right, okay, now I know where I'm going. I thought I could do the Great Crystal from memory, and the complicated floor has stumped me. I was too busy talking to Doll about being paralytically afraid of everything even faintly supernatural horror.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm
Debating
just
whether
really
that's
bad with jump scares.
For me, it very much depends on whether anything supernatural is happening. I should open this gate. Okay. Can I get an Asuna? Yes. But yeah, most of my day has been figuring out how to make Minecraft servers work.
Yeah, and I woke up way too late to capitalize on that before you started streaming.
And the server's still up, I think.
Oh, is it? I'm gonna try and log on then. Trying to see if it boots me.
Let's see. Looks like it's still running.
Alright, cool. For the viewers at home, my Minecraft has encountered a thing where I can't connect to the realm that I own through Minecraft because there's a Java bug that boots me immediately, and I've tried to solve it with every single fucking thing in the world, but connection refused, no further information.
It might be a bit tetchy because I just had to wake the computer up and have to teach my laptop not to go to sleep, but neither Kai was able to get on earlier, so... I'm now here. I need to go straight on. This way. And this should take me to the Capricorn Gate Stone. Is that Capricorn? Come on. Yes. And it's surrounded by zombies. But yeah, I said at the start of the stream that sorting this out was just flashbacks to the early days of home Wi-Fi. My mother and I took a month of attempts, I think, to set up our first Wi-Fi at home. Spent a lot of time staring at router firmware settings.
Yeah, my thing was I had a DS, and it took me like multiple years before we had a router that would play nice with the DS, so I could never take advantage of any of the online things that the DS had. It was rough.
Come on, chest. There are 2 chests that spawn in this area. And I think I have had one of them. But the other one, which is the rare chest with the useful stuff in it. Oops. No sign of yet. I want to get this out of the way so that I don't have to deal with it again. But I think after this I'll reach the actual save point for Deep in the Great Crystal. We'll continue this mission next time because somebody that I follow is about to start streaming Tales of the Abyss.
I hope they don't bounce off of Luke too hard.
They've played it before, and it is
Okay.
and count it one of their favourite games. So
Okay.
figure we're probably in safe hands.
Anyone trying to play Tales of the Abyss for the first time is gonna fucking have a deal with Luke.
Yes.
And it's only by him getting over that
Yeah.
he becomes good, which is kind of the point. That's a rough first impression.
Where's this fucking chest?
Meanwhile, I'm probably gonna end up zonking out and going to watch Sullen.
Fair. I'll give it 5 more tries. If it doesn't show up, we'll just get on with it. 2.
I'm also babysitting the garden minigame and cookie clicker.
4. Nope, no chest for me. So, I'm gonna hit this switch, and then I need to get to not that one, that one. So it is straight on, right, right, left. And we do the whole thing at a flea, because otherwise zombies will give us trouble.
They tend to.
They do in this fucking location. Did you ever do the deep parts of the Great Crystal?
No. I critical path that shit.
It's a hell of a dungeon, but there are a lot of zombies.
Yep. I'm aware it's a hell of a dungeon, mostly because that's why I didn't do it.
Don't you want to see
Like,
Ultima?
not on the original Zodiac version.
No, it's fair. That's fair. Somewhere here.
Kind of the worst of both worlds with the... I think, didn't Leroy play the original?
Leroy played the original, yeah.
And you played the original and Zodiac Age.
Yeah, it's true. This should be the Virgo Gatestone is. Oh, I should. Where are my gold needles? Where are my gold needles? There they are. At some point, I should make an attempt on IZJS, but also, that sounds daunting.
I mean, you can simulate that by just not using your second license board. That is the primary difference.
That's true. Right, where am I going from here? Virgo Gatestone, back up. Right. And then either way, provided I remember to double back.
I probably shouldn't be too focused on doing cookie clicker stuff because I'm gonna reset my progress by starting on Steam in 3 days, 4 days.
Whatever works.
There is no plans to implement transferring the save data. So,
I mean, I think that's fair enough.
yeah. The dev said, Jesus. The dev said there's no plans to implement that officially, but they're not going to begrudge anyone who finds a way to do it. So. As for me, I'm going to do my cookie clicker achievement hunting on the official version and get true never click, which is get to 1,000,000 cookies without touching the cookie even once.
Nope.
Which you can do with, so there's an achievement called never click, which is make 1,000,000 cookies by only having clicked 15 times, so you can buy your first cursor. But true never click is you basically wait for a golden cookie to show up and you click on that instead, and sometimes it will give you cookies instead of multiplying your production or giving you other buffs. So you basically do that, you get your first bunch of cookies, and then you just let the game play itself.
Good grief.
I'm not going to do there's another one that's like hardcore, get to 1,000,000,000 cookies baked with no upgrades purchased. I think
Let's do a run-in and see how far we get with Ultima. Just to finish the stream up for the lols.
sure.
Because she gets quite a pretty introduction cutscene.
Yep.
Something vaguely Yoko Taro-ish about the way she's got fucking giant revolver cartridges under her skirt.
Yeah.
Oh, she's pissed. Oh yeah, that's the horror with this fight, is that she drains all your MP.
Mm. That's pretty fucked.
Yeah, almost instantly as well.
Oh my god, that's actually really funny. So there's shadow achievements which don't like contribute to your like achievement count, which has a mechanical purpose. And one of them is name yourself or Tail, who is one of the people who made the game, and the achievement name is God Complex, and the description is, note, usurpers incur a -1% cookies per second penalty until they rename themselves something else.
How quickly can these three get themselves killed?
Oh my god. Oh my god. I really hope that's in... Okay, there's manage a cookie legacy for at least a year, which is just like the same file for at least a year. There's another one that's like get one of these you get one of these items once every 24 hours and then there's an achievement for having 365 of them.
Oh.
So that's neat.
Vaughn's Gambit
But
is still
also-
set to steal from Gilgamesh.
Yep. But the Shadow achievement for managing a cookie legacy for at least a year. So much to do, so much to see.
Right,
Fucking incredible.
that'll do for tonight.
Yeah.
I guess next stream is Monday Halo for me.
Yeah, I might, depending on. Yeah, I'm doing Sonic tomorrow. I might do Control, depending on how your Halo stream goes and when it does.
Yeah.
So, have a good time, everyone.
I should actually stop streaming. Good night.